Once again, we're mining the Blobby mines for the tweet image, and my God, it really is a never-ending bounty of goodness, isn't it?
It's way easier than getting a Dave Benson Phillips.
Sorry,
No
Dave.
offense to Dave.
Yeah.
But Mr. Blobby seems like he might have been a bit more popular.
A more photographed individual than Dave is Mr. Blobby.
God.
What have you just put in there, Michael?
Oh my God. Yeah, so it turns out, I don't know if you noticed that, but that's... I didn't know Mr. Blobby had a Mrs. Blobby for starters.
Yeah,
But,
With the big pearl necklace. An actual pearl necklace.
Yes.
in the background is an actual real-life helicopter painted pink and yellow.
Oh, it is.
Just like the Blobbies.
I didn't realise
think
it
I've
looked
seen
white, but it is painted.
It's like they're fleeing, like in the midst of some kind of political tensions. Like, get to the blobter. We've got to make a leap.
Heliblobter. I'm just wondering if it's got an
Heliblobter.
actual name. I've just Googled Blobby helicopter. There's a video that says Mr. Blobby gets a helicopter.
Right.
And then there's a series of articles. Treat turns to terror from Herald Scotland, 13th of July, 1997. And then there's the first line is, and I shit you not, I think these may be completely separate, and I'm not clicking on it. But the first line says, a 9-year-old boy died yesterday after a helicopter giving flights to ... And then it says, Mr. Edmonds, who along with children's favourites, Mr. Blobby.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what the connective tissue is in that story.
Yeah,
Oh my
it could be
God.
completely separate articles on the same page, or it could have been the Blobbycopter that...
It could have been the Blobter, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, it gets better. I'm sorry, but the search term Mr. Blobby helicopter is incredible. I'm just sent one in now that looks like it's from Apocalypse Now. It's Noel Edmonds
Oh, my God.
being shoved to the floor by Mr. Blobby, who's about to engage in combat, while other helicopters are in flight in the background.
It's the last flight out of Norwich. You got to get on the chopper. There's only room for
Before
one.
they sterilise the city. I mean, I feel kind of... what's the word? Like, mine's an anti-climb. I found this Blobby that it's just a picture of him. Hang on, let me paste it in. Mm-hmm. There we go. But there's just something about his eyes. Just the way that they point almost diagonally outwards. Like,
That's so beautiful.
like ant stalks, antennae or something. And he's holding
Nothing going on in that head, is there?
something. No.
Just he looks a bit cherubic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very innocent.
Mm-hmm.
It does look weirdly clean, though, like it was generated by an AI.
It does, yeah. How
I think
odd.
if you put the helicopter photos in a certain order, it could tell a story about an attack and an escape.
Yeah.
It could. I'll try and make that happen now in the tweet thread if you want to go see these images.
Oh, please. Everyone, please go to the thread. You have to look at these images. They are incredible.
In the order they're presented.
Well, while you're putting together that masterpiece, should we roll the intro?
Sorry, I would love to roll the intro, Mikey, but I cannot not share this image right now. What in the name of Christ is this cryptid sighting?
He's so round.
It doesn't appear to have any dots, or it's just that low quality.
That's a low poly Mr. Blobby. Like, he's outside of the immediate game world, and so he's not getting dedicated resources.
It's the Blobby
loaded in.
that you're able to photograph whilst hunting for the Sasquatch, I think. That's the best image of the whole camera reel that you bring home.
Oh my god.
God, for those at home, it is just a Blobby in a field, but it's a very far away Blobby, and it's very cropped in.
Really blurry and cropped. Oh, goodness me. Right. Sorry, Mikey, what did you say before?
Should we roll the intro?
Yeah, we
Let's.
should probably do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. Podiots, as our celebrity friends like to say. Podiots.
Yeah.
Podiots.
Hello, Podiots.
Podiots. It's a conversational Podiots where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the 3 Rs, where everybody brings
A thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
Michael Johnson, we have a birthday boy in our midst at the time of release.
Oh.
Hello, who could it be?
Hello.
All right, Peter. Did you have a nice day yesterday in the future?
Yeah, I did. Someone gave me a winning lottery ticket, and I'm actually leaving Podiots. This is my
No.
last episode. I'm retiring.
Podiots.
So
Oh, God. Could you at least do a big pod squad before you go?
yeah, all right, yeah, that's fine.
He's going to run off with all the pod squad in a briefcase and a blobby copter and a flee to Panama.
To the Heliblobtar.
Yeah, those are my birthday plans anyway. We'll see if they come to fruition. But yeah, winning lottery ticket, that's what I'd like, please.
Okay, well, I'm manifesting it for you. I hope it happens.
So your birthday wish is to not have to do Podiots anymore. That's right.
Yeah, specifically. I carry on everything else that I do, just not Podiots.
He's so tired. Just can't do it anymore. But you're going somewhere. Well, actually, no. You probably don't want to say where you're going. But you've got nice holiday plans, haven't you?
I have got nice holiday plans. I'm going away somewhere in the UK, to somewhere nice, doing nice things. So yeah, I'll have had a nice time already, I'm sure. Yeah.
Good. And Michael Johnson, it's famously not your birthday, but how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Famously not my birthday. The people cry out in the streets. Thank God it's not his birthday. He
What
becomes
day
a
is
terror.
it today? Well, it's not Michael Johnson's birthday, I can tell you that much.
I'm doing fantastic. Four-day bumper bank holiday weekend, boys. Americans getting nothing. We're living it large over here with our crumbling economic crises and everything else going to crap. But we've got 4 days in the sun, boys, so it's all going to be okay.
The sun, that's a bit optimistic.
Yeah, the sun, yeah. Do Americans not get any time off at Easter?
No.
I feel like, oh God, here we go, British person talking out their arse, but I feel like Americans get like such minimal holiday days. It's
Yeah, I
like
guess they don't really get public holidays, do they?
4th of July, does that count?
I've got a list here. We've got New Year's Day, right?
Good.
We've got Martin Luther King Jr. Day in January, President's Day, February, Memorial Day, the end of May, Independence Day, boo, in July, and Labor Day in September. There's probably a few more as well, but those are the ones that are coming up. Nothing for Easter, it seems.
Heathens.
They don't care that
yeah.
Jesus died.
We all go to church
Yeah, we do.
every single day to
Four days in a row.
celebrate Jesuit and all he did for us.
My personal church is the chocolate egg aisle in Tesco, and I plan to decimate that thing in his honour.
Have you discovered any good vegan eggs, Mikey?
The thing is about eggs is like chocolate eggs of any variety kind of taste
That's
good.
the start of your stand-up routine.
the thing about eggs,
What's the deal?
Just talk about eggs, please.
but it's like Christmas chocolate, Easter chocolate. Well, unless you're getting a Cadbury one, it's all a bit crap, but you enjoy it because it's in a fun eggy shape.
Yeah.
It is. I like to headbutt them. It's fun.
That's the thing, like anyone could just go to the supermarket and buy themselves a massive bar of chocolate all year round, but it is way more satisfying to have a hollow piece of chocolate that you can smash and then eat.
Yes.
Do you both have favourite ways of demolishing? Ben, do you actually use your head? I could see that. I want that.
Yeah, every single time. I like to keep my chocolate in the fridge anyway, so it presents a genuine challenge sometimes, depending on... Because sometimes in the Easter egg forging process, there's like an occasional thick bit, like a really chunky bit. If that is in the wrong part, it can really bolster the structural integrity of the egg, which makes headbutting it quite a challenge. But yes, I do, in the foil, like to headbutt it. Sometimes there was one time where I was in bed, really decadent, about to have an Easter egg, headbutted it, and it exploded dust out of the foil and all over the pillow. So I was just covered in chocolate dust.
Wasn't it Easter eggs that when you worked at the service station, you went round and just punched a few eggs so that they would be labelled as wastage and you would get to take them home for free?
That's true. Well, I couldn't take them home for free. I used to do this with Percy Pigs, where I would, when hanging them on the shelves... I wouldn't punch the Percy Pigs, but they had a really weak. You know the sort of the hollowed out bit at the top of the packaging where it hangs on the hook.
Yeah.
The structural integrity of those was often not very good. So sometimes I'd push a little too hard and rip the bag, and sometimes I would just rip the bag, and they would sit by the sink out the back. And I did the same thing for Easter eggs where, yes, occasionally I would punch them in the morning and shatter them a bit. And oh no, some wastage. So it goes and sits by the sink and waits to be written off and then disposed of. But every single time I walked past, I would take increasingly larger amounts of whatever food item it was until there wasn't much left.
What's the statute of limitations again? Are you going to get yourself put in prison here, Ben? This is
Statute of limitations is pay me more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
Then the Percy pigs won't get hit.
Exactly. I think M&S were fine.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, they're still going, so you can't have made that much of a dent.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter, do you have a way that you eat your eggs?
I like to punch an egg. I don't headbutt, but yeah, I'll give them a punch. And there are some pretty good free-from eggs. White chocolate, I find, is quite good. Even if you have like dairy-free, and often when you go for if you just want a dairy-free something, you end up having to get the everything-free chocolate because they don't do individual stuff. So it's like gluten-free and something else free, but they're actually just fine. Tastes like pretty decent white chocolate, relatively speaking. But yeah,
Good.
so
Nice.
punch some chocolate.
Happy Easter weekend just gone, everybody. We hope you got some eggs or just had a nice time sat in your pants,
Yeah.
which we can all hope to do. Let's egway. Thank you.
Egway.
There it is. Let's egway into podiots.com. If you go there and donate £3 or more, you'll get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. You'll support us, and you will, of course, join Pod Squad. We like the rude names. There is a limit. Sometimes we have to refund them. You know who you are this week. Behave.
Sit in the naughty corner for a bit.
Precisely. Mikey, do you want to kick us off?
Oh, I'd absolutely love to. We begin with Little Bitty Kitty Committee, Kidkin Solo, who was supremely generous, and they say, hey boys, I don't mean to be a downer, but when my father passed away on New Year's, Podiots and Triple Jump really helped me get through it. Even though I can't make live streams, I love watching the VODs. You all are amazing. No, Katykins, you are. Thank you.
So sorry for your loss.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for your kind words, and it's good to have been able to offer what little solace we could, given that you're such a regular donor, if nothing else, as well as a long-time viewer and listener.
Yeah,
Thank
real
you so much.
supporter of everything we do. Hope you're okay.
Let's go, Katie.
All the
Thank you.
best.
All the best. We continue with Big Titty Jesus 42, Raindrop Joy. We have a birthday message for Connor, Mr. Milk. Your partner sent in a little happy birthday to you from Lisa. Ooh, kiss. Hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Milk.
Happy birthday. The Generous. Listen to Mort. What is that word? Mort music?
Moat music? How do you
Moat
pronounce that?
music.
Oh, with a line through it. Is it
Moot.
Moat?
Listen to with a line through it. Music.
To music.
Listen to music. This one comes from Bradley, long-term fan, first-time donator. Make sure you support the Vidiots. Listen to my band's music. Love you. Bye. Cheers. We'll try and Google it. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope we pronounced it right.
Cheers. Thank you. We continue with Lord Brotovich and Donak07.
We've also got Blobby's Throbbing Ovipositor, Creamy Muck Muck, X Walchuk X, I think. Just Alexa this week. Pete and Mike in the bungalow. Bengalo. Pete and Mike in Da Bengalo. Oh, right, yeah, that's all three of us. I thought it was me and Mike from Tracy Beaker, who the photo that I
Not
posted
your
recently.
friend Michael Johnson.
No, just me and Mike in the bungalow. So neither of you two were involved, but sure, all right. Ainsley Harriet is there. We've got Savoury Caroline, Dun, and Mr. Masturbator.
Finally, we have Dick Your Dom in Da Bungalow, Ben's Relatable Anxiety, Jack. I had a few people talk to me after that, actually, including our editor Kieran from Triple Jump, saying I felt exactly the same way when I went and met a member of the Southampton Saints football team, where he felt kind of embarrassed by his choice of words and then sort of
thought about it for
obsessed over it for a little while afterwards. But it's all fine. Anyway, Jacko Mac 43, Yuck Foo Weddy Feber 420, John Tickle made me go, Who's John Tickle again?
It's Brainiac, the science program. Things that make you go,
Oh, yeah.
John
I
Tickle.
forgot about that.
John Tickle. I don't think he was even a scientist, was he? He was just a dude.
Holden Hiscock, very good. Anita Dick, very nice. And Blobek Blobitzer, thank you very much, Pod Squad. Podiots.com, £3 or more to support us and get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the next episode of Podiots. Do you guys have a favourite?
I think I was taken by surprise by John Tickle made me go.
Yeah, me too. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of seeing John Tickle pop up. So
Yeah. My favourite Mr. Man.
Peter, are you the question man?
I am the question man today, and I've got a question here that was submitted by Alexa Simpson at AA Simpson with no O on Twitter. Remember, everyone, you can submit questions every fortnight on the Vidiots official Twitter account. With the weather starting to improve, although it'll no doubt be raining when the podcast goes out, what are you boys looking forward to this summer? I thought that was a nice question.
That's a lovely question.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Have you guys got summer plans? Are you going anywhere? Are you staying? Are you doing anything exciting?
Yeah, I've got some plans. I've got big plans. Just you wait. You won't believe the plans that I've got. You'll blow your fucking mind. I'm going to go on holiday for my birthday next month. It's technically not summer, I don't think. But I'm going to France.
Oh,
I'm very excited.
Ooh la la.
Going to stay in the countryside.
Oh.
And there's going to be a swimming pool, and I'm going to sit there, and hopefully the weather is going to be nicer than it is here. And I am extremely excited for that because it feels like for the past few weeks, my main small talk point with everyone has been, God, a year ago it was lovely. Like this time last year, I was able to sit outside in the sun and read a book. This year's been fucking miserable, right? Am I right? I'm just ready.
Water cooler talk.
Yeah, I'm just ready for a little bit of warmth.
Yeah. I'm very excited for it to be nighttime and not be dark. Look at it. It's light outside and it's 7:30.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been enjoying that. That's great.
Being employed, boys, means we get to spend all of our daytimes inside. So
Yeah, boy.
now we finally get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine from our desks. I don't think I've got any big plans this summer. I would like to go away somewhere, but we'll see what happens with that. I think my goal this summer is to spend as little time in the house as possible. Hoping to get to like at most 4 hours a day. Quick cat nap and then bam, straight back out.
I think I'm going somewhere. I don't know quite where. We'd like to go abroad, either to Germany, maybe. I've never been to Berlin, and neither has Amy. Or we might go around Italy and go to Venice and Rome and a few places like that. Thing is, Rome in the middle of summer is not actually the place to be, so that might be an autumn place to go. But Ashton Matthews, our co-presenter at Triple Jump, recently went to Venice and had a great time. And said, surprisingly, the water looked not too stinky and wasn't stinky in the air, which, I mean, before she went, Ben and I really set her up for it's going to be smelly. And she was pleasantly surprised.
Enjoy the poo swamp city, we said. You'll have a crap time. We don't
said
like
to
you,
her-
really, is what we said. We didn't.
Yeah, I said to her, I'm fortunate enough to have been twice, actually, but one of the times I went, I saw on 2 different occasions dead pigeons floating in the water, which was nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
bit of flavour for the broth.
Yum yum. Venice soup. Delicious. So I'll probably go abroad somewhere, perhaps. But I don't know. I don't have specific plans. Not really sure why I brought this question, because I certainly don't have anything nailed down in the calendar. Last thing I wrote in the calendar that was anything to do with summer was just when we might have our next D&D session, Ben.
Yes.
Triple Jump. That's the only plan I've made, I think.
We're D&D boys now, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've heard. Look at you. That's good.
We played
that's it.
one
No, that's
whole
it. That's like
session.
Well, it'll turn into like a 5-year commitment where every week you're doing it, because that's how D&D works, right? It's just like it's a small chunk of your life for a long time, and then one day your character dies, and it's very sad.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I didn't expect us to be necessarily doing a second session. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised, but I thought the first session was just like kind of a practice for us to get to grips with the whole idea, because ultimately we would like to do a D&D video on Triple Jump as a bit of a milestone celebration. So I thought we were going to have this little practice thing, get a taste for it, and then say, yes, we will do that video. And then that would be it. But like, just out of nowhere, there was a message saying, right, session 2 is on this day. So I'm looking forward to it. That's my summer plan. One session of D&D.
One D&D session. We don't get to hang out together outside of work as like a team at Triple Jump hugely often. So with certain team members working remotely, etc. So we'll probably end up playing D&D about as regularly as we can get together, which is 2 or 3 times a year. Maybe we'll do a live stream on Vidiots together over the summer. That might be nice. Do another big live stream. I'm trying to think what else it's got. I might be moving this summer. That's something that could happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Got some things in the works. I'm telling you, man, my plans. You don't even know.
White boy summer coming up.
White boy summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be pink boy summer if we do it right. Am I right, boys?
Oh, indeed. I've got to make a garden at my house in the summer, actually. So that's something else I'm doing.
Wow.
Just don't know.
Just like Animal Crossing, you dig up a little bit, put some water around, bam, you got yourself a garden.
Bam.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. So whether I'm going to be like unrolling turf or pouring gravel or building shed, I don't quite know. But yeah,
Can you get some of that magic? When you say shed, I immediately thought of that Mr. Blobby episode where he paints a shed, and he's got this amazing paint where as he paints it, it's pink and has yellow bits already on it. And I've always wondered how they did that and how such a paint could exist, because it showed you the inside of the can and it was pink with a big yellow like circle in the middle of it. And I have just realized that they probably painted it green, right?
Yeah.
And they just superimposed
Keyed it out.
They just keyed it out for the but it looked so realistic. It was on a VHS tape, to be fair. It probably didn't look that realistic. I just want that paint to be real.
Well, I'll let you know when I'm painting my shed. I'll go to B&Q, buy a tin of the pink and yellow, and I'll let you know how it comes out.
Please do.
Green.
It's green.
Who would like to do a thing?
I could do my thing. He says like an old-timey villain. I could do my thing. Yeah, I'm happy to do mine. I come with a tale of trash TV at its very, very best or worst. You be the judge. It's been years since OJ Simpson. Oh boy.
Good. Okay.
5 words in. Oh no, it's already happening.
I'm going to guess at its worst. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's been years since OJ Simpson riveted the attention of nearly 150 million Americans to their TV screens as they witnessed the acquittal of the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman, after the trial of the century inadvertently made him the biggest TV star of all time. I wasn't around much for the actual trial. I think I was busy pooping my pants and doing baby stuff, but
Sick. That's cool.
yeah, it's cool, but it's undeniable. Yes, this trial did leave a bit of a cultural wave. I think to this day, O.J. Simpson's still a name that instills fear because the man murdered people. But by now, the dust is settled for the most part, though memories of the trial still linger, and the mere mention of the former NFL star's name still kicks up a tornado of passions. But it's time to bring him back to the TV screen. Let's whip past back to 2006, truly the height of culture. Yes, 2006 is when the greatest, most offensive, most mystifying, and must-watch reality TV show of the past decade came to fruition. A hidden camera prank show starring O.J. Simpson called Juiced.
Oh boy.
Right.
Oh no. So this is Punked, the Ashton Kutcher show. It's your typical prank show affair. It's the same format for every prank show. No matter how you frame it, this time it's just got a murder at the helm. Great.
I mean, fair. That's what that is true.
It's the USP.
Woohoo! And yeah, this came out at a time when 78% of Americans believed he probably or definitely was guilty of the crimes.
Okay.
This is the most notorious man in America going undercover at a fast food restaurant and pretending to mess up people's orders, cheekily chirping, "You've been juiced!" Back at them. Fun, great. So Juiced was a one-time special airing pay-per-view that was then repurposed for a special edition DVD after the fact. The website hosting it still exists to this day. You can visit it at ojsimpson.com, but I think... Yeah, as of right now, the website's changed from when this article was written. Now it's just a very ominous picture of OJ Simpson with red text "coming soon" emblazoned on it, rather than some nice information about the DVD, so that's a spooky surprise. But if we were to look at the website back in those days, you'd see emblazoned in big text, a key tagline was, "No one is safe because the juice is loose."
That is a bad idea.
Yeah, this is it's just untasteful to say the least, implying that, you know, the murderer is loose again and now he's doing funny, wacky TV stuff. Great. So this was produced by the same patron of the arts who shepherded bum fights and backyard wrestling. Are you familiar with either of those?
I never watched bum fights, but I remember it being parodied in various American cartoons and stuff.
I've heard of bum fights. I don't even know. Is it really, did they just get a couple of homeless people to fight each other? Is that actually what it is?
Pretty much, it is exploitation cinema at its very worst. Is exactly what it says on the tin. It's it's not good. So the man behind all this clearly has some weird intentions. So obviously, bum fights and all that would be usually a crowning achievement in someone's career, but no, he thought he'd go one better and get OJ Simpson on it. Again, the premise is pretty simple. It's your typical hidden camera show. Simpson would infiltrate some establishments, sometimes in disguise, sometimes not, needling customers to their breaking point before shouting, "You've been juiced," in their faces. As Harmon Leon, who played Simpson's sidekick on the show, he relates the typical chronology of an episode. A prank is pulled. OJ Simpson pops out and goes, "You've been juiced." At which point, the person pranked goes, "Hey, aren't you that guy who murdered those people? Your wife and the other guy, right?" And yeah, I don't really know what they were expecting when they're getting into it.
Yeah.
But Leon, who was the co-star, gained some notoriety when he wrote a column for Vice a couple of years ago about the experience of making the show. And you would be surprised to hear that even behind the scenes, it was a total shit show. On the first day of production, Leon was sternly warned by his producer, "You know, Harmon, we can't really mention the murders." So yeah, obviously, maybe not a good idea to bring that up. He recounts how abysmal OJ Simpson was at improv, a key talent for the star of a hidden camera TV show. It's hysterical. About as hysterical as his recollection of how most of the innocent victims reacted to Simpson is horrifying. So Leon went into this thinking, oh, like, this is going to be bad because people are going to be scared, you know, like there's going to be outraged people freaking out when they come face to face with murderer OJ Simpson. It turns out it was actually the most mind-numbing part of the whole two-week production was that people were actually quite excited and thrilled to find out they'd been juiced by OJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great, thanks, lovely. Another key line is that OJ was completely shit-faced, presumably for the entire production.
Good.
God.
Well done.
Good. But really, the glory is in watching this beautiful, shameful disaster, this pinnacle of trash TV, this treasure that is Juiced. And in true, I guess, early mid-2000s fashion, it opens with a rap video.
Oh,
hell yeah.
It depicts OJ Simpson dressed like a pimp, surrounded by topless dancers who gyrate all over him. He spits lyrics. "Don't you know there's no stopping the juice? When I'm on the floor like a lion on the loose, better shoot me with a tranquilizer dart." So fully leaning into the character here.
And here comes a fart, right?
Yeah, that'd be my rendition, yeah. In the first sketch of the show, Simpson pretends to work at a drive-through window of a fast food joint, and hijinks ensue. He takes a sip from a drink before giving it to a customer to make sure there's enough ice in it. Oh, what a card. Mm-hmm. He asks an overweight woman if she's sure she wants fries. Get it? Because she's fat. Oh, good.
Hey.
And there's one bit where he bullies an employee and says, oh, so charmingly, I think he's an arsler. You've been juiced. That's the bad R word, the one that begins with R, not ends with R.
An arsler. I thought you called him an arsler. And I was like,
me too.
You
What's an
arsler,
arsler?
sir? No, he's just using good old fashioned terrible language. And through it all, he tells people who have been juiced that he's the guy from movies like Naked Gun or From the Football Field. Yes, OJ, that's exactly what they know you from now. But it's all a warm-up for what is the show's most excellent and most shocking bit. Simpson goes to a used car lot in Las Vegas and attempts to sell a used white Bronco, the car that was used in his famous escape and chase. So he goes to this dealership with a white Bronco. There's a bullet hole in it. He autographs the Bronco right above the bullet hole, and he pitches trying to sell the car to prospective customers with things like, I can guarantee this car has escapability, he says, and if you ever get in trouble and have to get away, this car can definitely do the job.
Why are they leaning into it? Like...
Because it's the man who made bum fights. He's got no morals.
Well, yeah. I came into this thinking that like they'd picked OJ for whatever reason. They just thought he would be good at the job. Not like, oh, let's specifically pick that guy who did the murder and do jokes about the murder. Like, I thought it would be more incidental than that. But no, like that's why he was chosen. Yeah,
literally, it was like, oh, people might get shocked by this. That's a selling point. Let's do it. Oh. Deary me. But that's I mean, you can find it online. I do recommend giving it a watch. It's a wholly uncomfortable experience, but it's at very least a relic of a bygone era.
Wow. That sort of MTV there's no limits kind of shock value television.
It's great. It's really good. It's really valuable to society to have a murderer making jokes and laughing at people on TV. Thanks Bum Fights Man.
Cheers Bum Fights Man. Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, that's juiced. Absolutely horrifying. But horrifying's me specialty, right?
Well, thank you, Michael.
I've just
it's pretty
Googled
horrifying.
You've been juiced, and the screenshots are not good. And there's a classic. I'm going to put it in the chat now. You guys are going to laugh your asses off when you see this. This is really good. This is a really good one.
Oh.
Fucking got you, didn't I?
Can you describe that, Ben?
There's a biohazard symbol at the top, and then it says, keep calm, you've been juiced.
Oh. And then the annoyingly non-committal 2 exclamation marks. I hate that. Either do 1 or do 3. 2 just looks really weird.
Oh, man. I do not miss the days of keep calm and carry on being bloody everywhere.
Keep calm and drink gin.
Oh!
Oh, dear.
Brilliant. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
You're
welcome. I've got a question here from Caleb at CC Crouch on Twitter. The first part of Caleb's tweet is a perfectly reasonable question. If anything, almost, I mean, it's not too vanilla, but the reason I brought along this question is what Caleb follows up with, which is, frankly, Caleb, absolutely insane. So Caleb asks, do any of you guys have a sleep mix you fall asleep to? That's the question. Caleb follows that with, I currently play Wellerman, Diggy Diggy Hole, and Big Iron on a loop.
Oh my god.
That can't be true, Caleb. You've just put that to get this exact rise out of me.
Do you mean Big Iron as in, he's got a big iron on his hip?
Yeah.
Big iron on his hip.
This is a man who paces his room every night and scrapes numbers into the wall, scrolls in his own poo.
And Wellerman, of course, is the sea shanty song, I believe. And Diggy Diggy Hole, we're aware of through Yorkscast. Those 3 songs just looping over and over again. They're definitely just going to send you right off into the land of Nod, for sure.
It's not torture.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's self-inflicted. It's fine. Oh,
Insanity. To the point that I doubt that it's even true, but it could be.
Oh man, we need to give this person some new suggestions to try and save them from this hellhole they've created for themselves. I'm not much of a music man when I'm trying to sleep, though. I find music very distracting. But on the contrary, talking seems to be totally fine. I can fall asleep to talking, but not music.
I don't specifically listen to anything for myself, but Amy does listen to true crime podcasts. So I do nod off to the sound of, her body was found in 3 pieces. Yeah. Which is, it's lovely.
That does sound nice.
Yeah.
Oh God, is that better or worse than what the other guy's listening to?
Well, yeah. I mean, apparently it's like it's almost there's a certain corner of TikTok that's actually just a kind of a joke that, like, I've seen jokey video clips where it's like, Pav, your boyfriend is trying to sleep or whatever, and it's exactly the same story, which is that the girl is listening to murder podcasts and the guy is just trying to get off to sleep. It's like a common thing, seemingly, the world over. So,
oh dear, these poor true crime husbands.
That's right. That's it.
Hey, you Ben?
I don't listen to anything to sort of send me off to sleep. I used to for the longest time, actually, and we're talking maybe close to a decade ago now. Just as a comfort thing, I would have a playlist of Family Guy and American Dad episodes saved to my PS3, which was in my room, and I used to just stick that on and fall asleep watching it on very, very low volume, and that would be my nightly ritual. Now, though, when I'm ready to go to bed, I just turn everything off and then try to go to sleep. But if I can't go to sleep, maybe I'll go on my phone for a bit or stick some YouTube on or something like that. But I very rarely fall asleep watching or listening to anything.
I think I've also fallen asleep to more episodes of Family Guy than I can count. It's I think everyone had that phase where Family Guy was their lives, and I think there's a video somewhere like on the olden days of my YouTube. It's probably unlisted and deleted now, but it was a video of my clock going over to midnight and making it Christmas Day. In the background, you can just hear Family Guy on the TV.
Fantastic.
Oh,
of course, you were up at midnight on Christmas Eve.
Watching the clock tick.
Oh, I've always I used to get very excited for Christmas. I used to always stay up and watch the clock tick and get all excited.
But Mikey, he won't come if you're not asleep.
Well, I proved that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah. This doesn't normally happen, actually, so this isn't like the reason I don't listen to stuff, but I listened to a podcast as I fell asleep a couple of months ago, which is something I very rarely do. But after it ended, it was like cycling through like related podcasts and like, it was like just playing this rabbit hole as I slept. And I then had a nightmare that night about, I was on like this Native American reserve and there was some sort of like Wendigo kind of monster thing, and like it was like I could kind of hear narration about the ghosts of these Native American people who had been like really brutally killed, and it was like described in like really horrible detail in my dream. But then when I woke up and I'd had this nightmare, I was like, oh my God, what was I listening to last night? I cycled through and like nothing relating to Native American murder or anything had been on there. So I must have just been picking up the occasional word in my ear and then like filling in the blanks.
Wow.
And that somehow I came up with this like, I had this like deep fear in me. I was like scared that the monster was going to come and like do something really horrible to me. But that's not what had cycled around at all. It was just kind of, some sort of, I don't know how that happened, but I did blame the podcast, whatever it was.
You just need to watch more Family Guy, Peter, before bed.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever tried like white noise and stuff? People, like, it's like people's go-to thing, just static. But
Yeah.
to me, it just feels like I'm a nightmare robot, CIA agent. This is my wake-up noise. Like I'm
Yeah.
being programmed. I'll wake up tomorrow another man. I've never been able to stick with it. It's also just not relaxing. It's horrible.
Well, okay. In which case, yes, I do have something I listen to when I go to bed, and that's a fan. I always have a fan on.
Oh, yeah.
That's
bed
nice
fan.
static noise, and I can go to sleep without it, no problem at all. But there's just something comforting about there being some bass level noise and a nice little breeze. I have it on all through the winter as well. Not very energy, conscious, but I find it very comforting.
Got have your comforts in life. You're allowed it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there you go. There's some ideas. So stop listening to
being a lunatic.
Wellerman, Diggy Diggy Hole, and what was it? Big Iron. For the love of God.
How did you get to those songs? Please, I want to reply to the thread when you hear this. I want to know what happened to you.
Those 3 specific unrelated songs on a loop all night. It's insane, Caleb. Best of luck to you.
Best of luck.
Ben, would you like to go next or third?
I could go next.
Please do.
Get ready, everybody, because it's time for another round of Is It the Onion or Is It Not the Onion?
Oh.
I have a selection of 5 headlines. Some of them might be real. Some of them might be from satirical news website The Onion. It's up to you two to decide which is which. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to go through each of them first, and then I'll go through them again, and you can tell me if you think they're real or onion. Here we go. Up first. Allergists recommend allergy sufferers retreat underground to form pollen-free cave-dwelling society. Next up. YouTuber shot at Virginia Mall food court while filming prank. Says he'll keep pranking after recovery.
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
Monopoly game ends in samurai sword fight with man said to be fighting for his life.
Oh.
God.
Chinese colleges are giving students a week off to fall in love as the country struggles to keep its birth rate up. And finally, beloved children's mascot says no way to Brexit.
Oh, no.
I take it that's not a contemporary story,
That one is not a contemporary story, no.
whether it's true or not, whether it's onion or news.
It is. I've reached
okay.
into the vault for that one for the sake of some diversity. Are you guys ready to guess which is real and which isn't as I go through?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, first up, allergists recommend allergy sufferers retreat underground to form pollen-free cave-dwelling society.
I mean, it would work hypothetically while everyone's under there, but surely, like, after a couple of generations of people, they're only going to, like, breed in the genes that make them allergy sufferers. So if they ever want to emerge, they're going to be even weaker.
Yeah. If you'd said that, like, if the story was an experimental society, this was being tested as an idea, I might go for it. But, like, it just being recommended advice seems strange. I'm going to say the onion.
I'm going to go onion too.
It is the onion.
Nice.
Calling the measure the only way to prevent serious symptoms, the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology issued a report Thursday recommending that allergy sufferers retreat underground to form a pollen-free cave-dwelling society. It says freedom from pain, freedom from pollen, freedom from itching and sneezing and coughing lies closer than you think, for it is right beneath our feet. That's not real. Next up. YouTuber shot at Virginia Mall food court while filming prank. Says he'll keep pranking after recovery.
This sounds all too real to me.
I thought I thought YouTube had moved on from the whole pranking thing, but maybe not. It seems like a relic from a bygone era, to the point where even after being shot, these people can't stop. It's a real problem. Someone get these people some help. I'm gonna say, it's that second line that makes it hard. He plans to strike again. I'm gonna go onion.
Peter?
I'm saying real.
Real. Okay. It's real. A 21-year-old YouTuber was shot at a mall in Virginia by a man he reportedly tried to prank for a video. Tanner Cook, who runs a smaller but growing YouTube channel called Classified Goons, feel free to look that up if you guys want, was shot in his abdomen at the mall's food court on Sunday morning, according to NBC News. I was playing a prank and a simple practical joke, and this guy can't take it very well, Cook reportedly said after undergoing surgery for his wounds.
Oh, God.
Jeez Louise.
Does it say what the prank was?
I'm going to try and find out for you.
All I did was pull a gun on the guy, and he shot me. Well, he can't take a joke.
It's a prank, bro. Come on.
It's just a prank, bro. Let's see. They've got 40,000 subs on Classified Goons. Not worth taking a bullet for.
No.
We
should know. We got 40,000 subs and then took a bullet.
Yeah, we did. And look at us now.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't actually say what he did, but the YouTube Prankster channel has videos showing the Classified Goons attempting to take rackets from tennis players, pretending to vomit on Uber drivers, and asking strangers to play Naked Twister. This sounds awful. I'm kind of glad he was shot. I'm happy he's alive, but a bullet might teach him a lesson, maybe.
Well, apparently not.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be worse now. I'm invincible. Bulletproof. Next up, Monopoly game ends in samurai sword fight with man said to be fighting for his life.
I mean, I hate Monopoly enough to think that this could be real. If I had a samurai sword in my house, this would definitely have been a true story because it would have happened already. It's only a mercy that I'm not equipped. I'm going to say real.
I think real as well. I can so see someone in like a fit of rage reaching for the decorative samurai sword in the living room and just raising hell. So yeah, real.
It is real.
According
to reports, a game of Monopoly turned into a samurai sword fight in Brussels. The incident reportedly occurred in the Forest neighbourhood of the Belgian capital at approximately 5 a.m. on Sunday. This article is from the 6th of April this year.
Who's playing Monopoly at 5 a.m. on a Sunday?
People who want to get in a samurai sword fight.
Two people who owns like that implies that there were two people with swords. If it was a samurai sword fight,
the Venn diagram of people playing Monopoly at 5 a.m. in Brussels and people who have samurai swords. It's just a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a perfect circle.
Residents became irritated by 4 individuals playing the board game on the pavement outside their home, and an argument ensued when a man emerged from his house apparently brandishing a stick. The argument escalated when the resident's son appeared with a Japanese samurai sword in its holster.
Oh my God.
Holster? Is that the right word?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It's real, though.
Oh, wow.
Next up, Chinese colleges are giving students...
Wait, no, sorry, can we go back again?
Go on, what's up?
They were playing Monopoly outside on the pavement at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. and they were told to stop repeatedly.
During the ensuing altercation, the katana sword, they've really busted out the thesaurus here, haven't they, became visible when one of the Monopoly players removed the sheath, according to La Libre, or La Libre, probably. The player tried to grab the katana and removed the holster. The son tried to get it back, said the police. It is believed that both the son and one of the Monopoly players were wounded by the blade. 2 men were taken to hospital and both were apprehended.
Amazing.
Yeah, so there we are.
Hope someone's got a get out of jail free card.
Well, after the confrontation, the street where the group had played the game was left stained with large patches of blood and scattered with Monopoly cards.
Oh, no.
Bloody hell. Next up, penultimate one here. Chinese colleges are giving students a week off to fall in love as the country struggles to keep its birth rate up.
Oh, God. It sounds like it could be real. I mean, it probably is. Yeah.
I didn't realise their birth rate was low. I know, I think Japan.
Yeah, Japan's is. They've got an aging population, haven't they?
Yeah, but I thought China, the whole point was you're only allowed one child, and if you want more, you have to pay.
I think that's now been reversed. Been reversed.
Wow, it sounds like they've really swung the other way. Then, if this is true,
yeah,
I'm just going to guess onion.
I need you guys to have as few kids as possible. No, wait, that's too few.
No, stop. You must have more children. Go on a fuck holiday.
Oh my God, I can't imagine the merchandising and promotion around this week. It'll be amazing. Not discount condoms. I guess you want the opposite of that. You want more kids.
Yeah, no condoms. Condoms are illegal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Imagine on like day 6 if you've not yet fallen in love and you're just scratching around desperately trying to find someone.
Oh, cringe. Imagine not
Yeah.
doing your sex homework.
Imagine coming into school the next week and not being pregnant. Oh, how embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Can't believe it.
What do you think, Pete? Michael, sorry.
I'm gonna go real.
Okay.
I said onion.
It is real. It's real.
Oh, wow.
9 colleges, and let me clarify, 9 vocational colleges. So these are perhaps a little more liberal than other colleges in China. 9 colleges in China say they're giving students a week off to go fall in love in April. They've been asked to keep travel diaries, film videos of their trips, and write growth reports. The new theme for these students' spring break comes as China faces plummeting birth and marriage rates.
Wow, plummeting birth and marriage rates after you literally had to like have a license for a second child not so long ago.
Yeah.
They've really overdone it there.
I know it's been translated, but I think this is quite poetic, actually, how this reads. Walk out of campus, get in touch with nature, and with your heart, feel the beauty of spring, the school said in its statement.
Oh,
How lovely is that?
Sounds nice. Yeah.
Fuck holiday. Hey. Spring break. You ready for your final story?
yes, please.
Yeah.
Beloved children's mascot says no way to Brexit.
Who's a vocal political member of the TV kids pantheon?
Dick and Dom are a bit vocal, not to
They
bring them
were
up
on
against.
stage, yeah.
Well, they were on stage, but they on Twitter they sometimes say stuff about politics. And D.I. Harry Bat recently quoted, I think in the Newcastle show of all places, shouting "Get the Tories out."
Sorry, Peter. It's get the Tories oot.
Sorry, get the Tories out. But you said singular presenter, so it's not Dick and Dom.
No. Or is it?
Well, it could be, yeah.
But is it real? That's the question.
Could just be the one of them. Have I told you this story before about Amy and her dad have this running joke where they were once watching Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old? Do you remember that show?
Vaguely.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
In America, it's like Are You Smarter Than a 6th Grader or something. And it was normally hosted by Dick and Dom in the UK. But on one occasion, Dom was ill. And so he wasn't there. So Richard McCourt hosted it on his own. And then at the end, when the credits rolled, it just said, presented by Dick. Like, they didn't put his full name. Just presented by Dick.
Oh, no.
So anyway, sorry. I'm going to say real.
I'm going to say onion. I feel like this is like Fireman Sam's repeating again. He's striking like the
could
French
be.
firemen are. Who
Yeah,
knows?
good lad. No, it's real, but no, it's not Fireman Sam. The real headline is Mr. Blobby says no to the draft Brexit deal.
Oh God, Blobby's
Blobby.
everywhere.
Mr. Blobby says Blobby to the Brexit deal.
Would you like to hear the article? Because I'm just scanning it, and it's a bit of a roller coaster, to be honest.
We need
Okay.
some context here. I'm not sure it'll help, but go for it.
This is from ITV's website, and it very unhelpfully says that this article was published on Thursday, the 22nd of November, but provides no date, no year. So I don't know. But if it was regarding the deal rather than Brexit itself, it could have been from the past 3 years, maybe. Who knows? After invading the loose women control room, Mr. Blobby shared a view or two on Brexit. Brexit is a hot talking point at the moment, as Theresa May insists the Brexit draft agreement is right for the whole of the UK and is within our grasp. The nation is wondering what will happen next. It can be tough to sort the facts from fiction, so who better to get the Brexit lowdown from than Mr. Blobby? Full stop. Are we right? Question mark. It seems that Mr. Blobby isn't one to shy away from a political problem. So when Jane asked him, do you think that if there's a no deal and we slash the 12,651 EU protectionist tariffs, will that result in a loss or a gain to the UK Treasury? His reply was colourful, to say the least. Jane was quick to interpret Bobby's response. She interjected, he says no. However, Mr. Blobby seemed stumped when asked if Theresa May will still be Prime Minister at Christmas. That Blobby prediction remains to be seen.
I should
will
have got
happen?
this because I've seen the image of Mr. Blobby on the Loose Women set, and even the banner underneath says Mr. Blobby on Brexit or something
yeah.
like that. Mr. Blobby's thoughts on Brexit. I've seen this picture before. Should have got it right. Oh, I think I did get it right, actually. But yeah, I should have known exactly who it was.
Oh my God, I'm just watching. There's a clip here, and he walks onto the set and immediately trips over the stage and falls over.
Yeah, of course he does.
And then he stands up, he's helped to his feet. He's trying to... Yeah, so basically he says blobby, 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 and Jane, who I assume is one of the hosts of Loose Women, then very helpfully interprets what he's saying and just says, yes, he agrees with all of my viewpoints, which is really helpful. I'll get the screenshot of Mr. Blobby on Brexit, because we can definitely use that for next episode's link, a dump that we put on the thread on Twitter. So
yeah,
send that over to you now.
This is why Brexit is a good thing, right?
Yeah,
because there he is. Because Britain about British, Britain for Britain.
You okay?
If the flipping Europeans, flipping EU, they'd have us talking about Tintin or some shit. But no, we get to have good British national treasure, Mr. Blobby, on telly. And if we were still in the EU, this wouldn't be happening. So thank fuck for Brexit. Am I right?
You are right. Yeah. Mr. Blobby says yes.
Yeah.
You're correct. But that's my thing.
Good Lord.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. So it's time for the final question before I do my thing. And this was sent by Rosie, who says, Easter's coming up. What are your thoughts on the phenomenon of alternate hot cross buns? Ooh. And if you had to create one, what flavour would you choose? Now, helpfully, Rosie at Rosie E. Priv on Twitter has even enclosed some example images, which I will now send to you guys in the chat. Here's the first one. These are blueberry and lemon hot cross buns.
Ooh.
It gets weirder. This one not so weird, but perhaps a bit overindulgent. M&S extremely chocolatey hot cross buns. But then here's one that threw me off. I don't even know if this is sweet or savoury. Waitrose West Country mature cheddar and stout hot cross buns.
Oh, that's just silly. Slow down, Waitrose. What
now,
are you doing?
For context, for all those of you who don't know what hot cross buns are, they're basically... They look a bit like bread rolls, but the Super Smash Bros. Logo.
Yeah.
And we have them at Easter, and they have the cross on them because Jesus done died on one of those.
He did. He was
Easter time.
Pinned up on a big bun. I've actually got the Wikipedia article here.
For what? The crucifixion?
For Jesus, what Jesus was pinned up on, and it says, it just says bun. That's it. The whole
Oh, wow. A really big bun.
No, it says a hot cross bun is a spiced bun, usually made with fruit, marked with a cross on the top, which has been traditionally eaten on Good Friday in the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Canada, India, Pakistan, Malta, United States, and the Commonwealth Caribbean. They are available all year round in some places, including the UK. Just a bit more backstory. Apparently, the history is a bit up in the air, but the Greeks in the 6th century AD may have marked cakes with a cross. And then one theory is that the contemporary hot cross bun originates from St. Albans in England, where in 1361, brother Thomas Hot Cross, that's what I'm calling him, a 14th century monk at St. Albans Abbey, developed a similar recipe called an Alban bun and distributed the bun to the poor on Good Friday. So, there you go.
Hey, I bought some hot cross buns earlier today. So
I haven't had a hot cross bun in ages.
Yeah, I quite like them. It's not something I ever buy, but it was there. I was like, oh, you know what? 'Tis the season. Let me have a hot cross bun. Why not?
Well, it's funny. I had my first hot cross bun in years, only last week on the weekend. So between the three of us, we've run the entire spectrum of how recently and how often we have hot cross buns.
Do you toast them?
Well, I had this one toasted, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to. Otherwise, it's just a slightly sad bit of bread.
Oh, see, I don't mind it. I think the hot cross buns last forever. Isn't there one that's in a museum that's like 150 years old or something?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I wouldn't recommend eating it, but I do feel like with most bread products, hot cross buns can be eaten not raw, but you know what I mean. And then if they start to go a bit stale, you can toast them, and then they're still good.
Infinite bread, never-ending bread. Yeah, over 200 years old. It's the oldest hot cross bun.
Is it? Have you got the photo there? Can you find it?
Yeah,
It's
it
in
looks.
like a
It
little-
looks.
Is it blue?
What? It looks like a stone.
Oh,
It does.
look at that. Oh, it's got a bit of paper next to it, written in the most magical flipping Dumbledore handwriting.
Yeah, 1807. Is that what that says on there?
Yeah.
March
so.
27th, 1807. Is it Lent Friday at the top or Feet Friday? I'm not sure. One of the two.
Good Friday, probably.
Something called.
Dortmund's. Sorry, there's just more story and it raises more questions. Dortmundson from Wormingford near Colchester said her husband Andrew was given the bun about 30 years ago.
Just kept it in a cupboard.
Yeah, it's a big hard lump, normal hot cross bun size, Mrs. Munson said. Why my husband was given it, we'll never know.
Is it
Colchester.
Yeah, I can't read the first bit.
Something street.
Is it street or fruit? I can't really tell. It is magical handwriting and quite blurry.
Yeah.
Every Easter, we get it out, and we once had a competition on Social Evening to guess how old it was.
Wow, it's got the date in the fucking packaging.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, that is how you pass the time in many years.
Well, no,
after.
this is in the 90s.
Right,
Jesus.
yeah.
They have not tried to verify the age of the hot cross bun and said they have given up trying to find out further details as Mr. Baker was no longer alive.
Okay.
His bun has outlived him.
Oh no.
That's a fitting name. Yeah, Mr. Baker.
Yeah.
Mr. Baker,
Well, he's
good.
from a long line of bakers. I think.
Oh, I just seen the West Country mature cheddar and stout hot cross bun that's in there. That's a bit too high concept for me. I think it has to be sweet.
That's the thing. I
Yeah.
don't understand. Do you think that still has the sweet spices that come with it? Like the kind of...
Well, people have cheese and grapes, so I suppose maybe it works
Yeah.
with raisins. I don't know.
There's something kind of strange on the actual image. They've like cut it open and put... Because that's too yellow to be butter, surely. You see on the actual image on the image, on the packaging.
Maybe it's
like,
a
looks like
curd, like a
lemon
lemon
curd or something.
Yeah. Something really... It's from Waitrose, so it'll have some fancy-ass spread in it that no one's got in their cupboard regularly.
Yeah.
Or it might be mustard.
Strange. So what would the Vidiots alternative hot cross bun be?
I forgot that. I forgot where we were.
That was the question. Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Well, the first question was, what are our thoughts on the phenomenon? I think, the two of these that you've sent, Rosie, are fairly tame. At least they're sweet. The cheese and stout one is very odd. I'm not sure about that.
It's a bit much for me. Keep it simple. Little twists, maybe like a bit of apple in one or something. Why not?
yeah.
Cheese, no.
What would the Vidiots one be, though, is the question. Do you think we could put Fruit Loops inside it?
Maybe. I was going to ask if we could have 4 different hot cross buns in the same packet.
You could have each quarter of the hot cross bun, like along the cross, could be a different thing.
Oh, that'd be so
Could
good.
we put a pagan sort of satanic worship symbol instead of a cross on one of them? But only, it's like a Wonka golden ticket. You have to buy loads of packets of Vidiots hot cross buns if you want to stand a chance of getting the special satanic one.
There's an easy way to make it satanic. You just turn it upside down and it becomes St. Peter's Cross, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's meant to be in the middle of the cross, I think. It's not a very accurate cross, but...
You've got to be careful how you eat your hot cross bun. If you imagine serving up your hot cross bun upside down to like the local vicar or something, it could be disastrous.
Nightmare.
Yeah, that'd be pretty humiliating when you go to church as regularly as you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the time.
So what are we putting in it?
I think we're going sweet, right? I really like the idea of apple. Maybe some sort of apple spiced hot cross bun could be pretty tasty. That tastes nice.
Well, we need to have, like, stay true to form, have, like, a couple of good ones and one absolute stinker in there. It just ruins the whole pack. I want to see a hot cross bun that's made up of all of the winners from, like, food fights I've done on Podiots. I can't remember a single winner, like ham sandwich and a digestive biscuit, maybe, and some barbecue crisps. That'd be a delicious little package.
The Vidiots victory bun.
I think the cross is actually kind of underutilized with hot cross buns. I feel like maybe you could still incorporate the cross decoration, but substitute it for something that actually has some flavor.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Like a jellied eel.
Oh, awful. Some strawberry laces.
I was just thinking strawberry laces.
Really, you're going to
yeah.
bite into it and have this sort of this soft bun with an elasticy. I don't even know how to describe it. You're going to bite it, and there's going to be a hard bit, or you're going to pull away, and the whole thing's going to come off in one go.
Sorry, you just suggested jellied eels.
Well, at least you
Yeah,
can
that's
get your
better.
chompers right through that. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about structural integrity over here.
I've never had jellied eels. I don't know how leathery
No,
they
me
are.
neither. I bet they're disgusting. I don't want them near my bun, actually.
No.
A flump.
Oh, yeah. It kind of looks like it anyway, so yeah, perfect.
Hot cross flump.
Hot cross bump.
Perfect.
Love
That's it.
Maybe.
Done it. The hot cross.
Right, Waitrose, hit us up.
Vidiots hot cross bump.
Is that bun, like B-U-N-P?
Yeah, bun.
Or B-U-M-P?
B-U-N-N for November P. Bump.
Bump.
Hot cross bump.
It's really fun to say.
It is.
Bump.
And it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a portmanteau of flump because it's just
No.
the letter P added to the end.
We
But,
just wanted to call it bump.
yeah. And then in the morning, you would probably do a hot cross bumpis.
Oh,
There we
absolutely.
go. Full
yeah.
package.
Be really cross and really hot. I've had an allergic reaction to my bump.
Now I have a hot and cross bum. Fantastic.
God's sake.
Thanks for that question. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Peter, have you got a thing?
Yeah, I've got a thing here. I wanted to tell you the story about, spoiler alert for what's coming up here, the meowing nuns.
Yes, please.
The curious case of the meowing nuns, which was a mass hysteria case. And while I was looking for a good write-up of it, I just found an article on thelineup.com with a series of mass hysteria cases, all in little bite-sized chunks. So
how handy.
we're going to learn about 8 mass hysteria things. I'll do the nuns one at the end. So we'll go from 8, which is the opposite end of the list. And it starts with one that's a bit more well-known. It's the Salem witch trials, of course.
Nice.
One of the most well-known examples of mass hysteria in American history, the Salem witch trials resulted in around 20 deaths and its enduring legacy. Salem was already rife with rumours of witchcraft when, in 1692, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams began displaying strange tendencies, including screaming and flailing around uncontrollably. Doctors declared the girls were bewitched. 1692. Brilliant. Along with Anne Putnam, the young girls began identifying women in town as witches. Their accusations started with societal outcasts, but also targeted supposed pillars of society, as more and more accusations were made. By the time the trials ended a year later, over 200 people had been accused of practicing witchcraft, 19 people had hanged, one man had been pressed to death by stones. And 7 had died in jail awaiting execution. I've seen the pressed to death thing. It's there's a scene from a movie version that was made about Salem.
Do you remember
And,
Little Hope as well, the Dark Pictures game? I think there was a man crushed in that.
Oh, yeah, I think there was. He was a guy called Corey, I believe, was his surname. And they lay a big plank across you. They lie you on the floor, put a plank on you, or like bigger than a plank, like it covers your whole body, only your head is sticking out. And then they just slowly add more and more stones. And they were telling him, they were like, please just admit that you're a witch, because I think like if he did that, he could sort of die with a bit more honor, and maybe he could like repent his sins and possibly get to heaven or something. But because he obviously wasn't a witch, he just flat out refused, and they were adding more and more stones, and he died. He just said, "No, I'm not gonna say it."
Are you a witch now? Are you a witch now? Add another stone.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's how it
Got
went.
a big one here for you. Oh, God.
What a weirdo.
So there you go. That's the Salem witch trials, which I'm sure you already knew about. But number 7, counting down here, the twitching outbreak. A high school in Louisiana experienced a strange moment of mass hysteria in 1939 when one of their students inexplicably began to feel an uncontrollable twitch in her right leg. After attending the school's annual homecoming dance, her leg began to twitch along with the music. This continued in school the next day and soon spread to several of her female classmates. Concerned parents began to pull their children out of school. As fear spread, so did the twitching phenomenon, until it suddenly and ultimately ended within a week. Sociologists explained that there was no real condition and that this was merely a case of mass hysteria. It's very strange that these things can happen. Here's an interesting one I'd not heard of. The Halifax slasher panic, number 6.
Oh, God.
So Halifax, England, that's not so far from where my parents are. It's one of the next a couple of towns over. The Halifax slasher panic began on November the 16th, 1938 in Halifax, England, when 2 women entered the local police station with head wounds. They told the police a man had attacked them with a razor blade, but upon investigating, the police could find no evidence at the crime scene. Word of the attack quickly spread. Over the following days, more people came forward, all with cuts and knife wounds. Vigilante groups began to roam the streets, attacking men who appeared suspicious. With the local police stumped by the lack of evidence and with no suspects, detectives from Scotland Yard were called in to help. But just as the detectives began their investigation, the case took an unexpected turn. During questioning, many of the victims began confessing they had actually injured themselves after hearing about the so-called Halifax slasher. When 9 of the 12 victims confessed to doing the wounds themselves, the police closed the investigation. 5 were subsequently charged with public mischief offences, and 4 were sent to prison for their part in the slasher panic.
Whoa.
Oh, they just wanted to be involved, I guess, in this, what they thought was going to be a big story.
You are guilty of public mischief.
Mischief. Mild peril. Number 5, we've got the New York Tourette's epidemic. Tourette's syndrome is characterized as a vocal and or physical tic that is uncontrollable. It's a rare neuropsychiatric disorder which made it all the more strange when a New York school experienced what seemed to be an outbreak of Tourette's syndrome in 2011. After several schoolchildren began to display Tourette-like symptoms, parents became concerned that there was some sort of toxin that was causing this outbreak. Many of those parents still believe this. The researchers, including Erin Brockovich, whose credentials were not given, just their name, including Erin Brockovich, concluded there was nothing unusual about the environment. Dr. Laszlo Mekta came to the conclusion that this outbreak was the result of conversion disorder, another name for mass hysteria. This basically means that though these students were experiencing real symptoms, they had not suddenly come down with Tourette's syndrome. Mm-hmm.
Erin Brockovich is, I recognize the name. She's very famous. I'm just looking at her Wikipedia now. She's an American paralegal whistleblower, consumer advocate and environmental activist who was instrumental in building a case against Pacific Gas and Electric Company involving groundwater contamination in Hinckley, California, with the help of attorney Ed Masry in 1993. Their successful lawsuit was the subject of an Oscar-winning film, Erin Brockovich, that came out in the year 2000, starring Julia Roberts. I've never seen it, but I recognise the name.
I think you mean Specific Gas and Electric Company.
Specific, yes, I do.
Right, well, evidently Erin's reputation precedes her, and I'm the ignorant one, so I should have known who she was. And
well, I think it's more interesting that she was involved in a case of mass hysteria.
Yeah, well, researched it, but
okay, well, yeah.
So we've got a few left. Number 4, the Monoqua. I've not actually said that out loud.
Monopoly is how it's pronounced.
The Monopoly, yes. This might be, without context, this might be a Native American word, so I'm probably butchering this. But anyway, in 2002, the people of Uttar Pradesh... Oh, no, it's in India. I don't know why I thought it was America. In 2002, the people of Uttar Pradesh in India reported seeing an alien spacecraft that would burn the flesh on people's faces. It was given the name Monoqua, which loosely translates to face scratcher. There were 7 deaths associated with the alien. The local police deputy did nothing to calm matters when he made a statement claiming that these afflictions were brought on by some sort of anti-national genetically engineered insect.
Oh, God.
Stay calm, everyone. It's not a UFO. It's a genetically engineered insect.
Good.
And it's anti-national, this insect. Villagers stormed police headquarters and demanded protection, inciting a riot and leaving one person dead. People even committed suicide to save themselves from these foreign attackers. In the end, the national government had to step in and send agents to investigate the case. They attributed the whole outbreak to mass hysteria and declared all burn marks and injuries were entirely self-inflicted.
Ooh.
How odd.
God, these people, huh?
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, they are. Number 3 is the Tanganyika. No, what is that? Tanganyika laughers. You've probably heard of infectious laughter, but nothing like this.
Oh.
In 1962, 3 young girls from a boarding school in Tanzania began to laugh uncontrollably. They would laugh for hours at a time without being able to stop. The laughter spread to other children and became so widespread that the school was forced to shut down. This, however, did not end the epidemic. Some of the girls spread their laughing sickness when they went home. By May, there were 217 reported cases of the laughing flu in the area. Most of the afflicted were school-aged children, and when June came and went and the laughter had continued to spread, suddenly it all stopped as soon as it began. In 5 months, the laughing flu caused 14 schools to close, with around 1,000 cases of laughing fits recorded.
You know those kids were all just getting in on it to get out of school. As soon as the
Absolutely.
first school closed, the rest
Yeah.
of them were like, it's time for us to get sick with this laughter
Go
stuff.
on, everyone, start laughing. Yeah. Number 2 is another somewhat famous one you may have heard of, the deadly dancing mania.
Oh.
In July of 1518, as disease and famine swept through the streets of Strasbourg, France, a strange thing happened. A woman named Trophia began to dance. After a week of non-stop dancing, others had joined her. By August, over 400 people lined the city streets, silently dancing.
Oh my God.
So creepy. Doctors were mystified, but came to the conclusion the incessant dancing was caused by a fever and recommended the sufferers continue until the fever burned itself out.
Well, she's been going for a year.
I know, they were advised to carry on dancing. The city's governor constructed a stage and brought in a band and professional dancers to
Might
dance
as well
alongside.
monetize it, right?
and professional dancers to dance alongside the inflicted. Soon,
Wow.
people began to pass out from heat exhaustion, and some even died. The dancing mania only ended when people were forcibly removed from the streets and taken to shrines to pray to Saint John the Baptist or Saint Vitus to cure them of the dancing curse. Stranger still, this incident was not the first of its kind. In 13th century Aachen, Germany, the dancing plague, also called St. John's dance, caused thousands of people to start dancing with uncontrolled emotion. Italy, Holland and Switzerland also experienced these strange bouts of dancing plagues, with the last known occurrence taking place in the 17th century.
Wow. Do you reckon it was a parasite of some kind?
Oh, perhaps, yeah.
Like just
Yeah,
some
maybe
sort
they
of
had like
infection?
bum worms and they're trying to.
I don't know that they were
Trying
trying
to
to
wiggle it
dance out
better.
their bum worms, but like, you know, parasites can cause ticks and things like that, and maybe
Yeah.
that's causing them to, again, like with the stanky leg disease from earlier, you know?
Yeah, it could just, maybe it was some kind of a strange kind of spasming or something that just looked like dancing, or
Yeah, maybe.
And that finally brings us to number 1, which is entitled The Trouble with Nuns. Because I believe this might actually be a compilation of things that nuns have done, not just the meowing, but we'll get to that. According to the book Epidemics of the Middle Ages by JFC Hecker, seemingly there's enough to fill a book, a baffling case of mass hysteria gripped a secluded convent in France. It all began when one nun began to meow like a cat, an animal that's closely associated with the devil in Catholicism.
No.
That's what we'll put on our hot cross buns. Cats. Soon, others in her company began to meow as well. Together, they would sometimes meow for hours at a time. To contain the situation, soldiers were brought in and tasked with whipping and beating the nuns until they promised to stop.
Oh my god!
Do you promise to be well?
Meow.
It's like when you're naughty as a child and your parents threaten to call the police on you if you don't start acting right, and then the soldiers come and start whipping you.
A similar case occurred in Germany during the 15th century when nuns began to bite one another. When the news travelled, other nunneries in the area started experiencing the same problem. Soon the biting epidemic had spread as far as Holland and Rome, with no clear explanation as to why this was happening. According to reports from the time, the biting eventually ceased due to the nuns' exhaustion. They were too tired to bite anymore. Lastly, I mean, I'm laughing. This is like, if this had happened more recently, it would feel inappropriate to laugh because it's like serious medical episodes. But, you know, because it was hundreds of years ago, for some reason, my brain says it's fine.
It's funny now.
Laugh at this, you know, these mental health episodes. But no, I mean, this is actually terrible that this happened. But very strange all the same. And lastly, the bizarre behaviour of both cases is generally credited to the period's intense belief in the supernatural, as well as the fact that many of the women had been forced into convents by their families to live a lifestyle that demanded celibacy, poverty, and hard manual labour. It's little wonder nuns found themselves particularly susceptible to episodes of hysteria. Oh dear.
Done.
It must have been quite a fun day in the nunnery, though, when you turn over and Doris is there just meowing in the corner. You think, yeah, why not? I'll join in as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you must be bored stiff, like sick to death of all the rubbish you have to do that you've been forced into by your families. It's not even like you've chosen to become a nun. And so you probably think, hey, if I get to be sent to the infirmary for a bit, if I just meow or bite someone, then I'm in. So there you go. There's various cases of mass hysteria through history.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm exhausted now.
And that, yeah, me too. Well, that concludes, fortunately, this episode of Podiots. But before you go anywhere, don't we see you?
Stop
don't
it.
Stop. Don't mark this episode as listened to on your iPhone and then delete it. We know what you're doing. You stop right there while we do some plugs. Mikey, is there some kind of shop?
You're absolutely bloody right. There's a shop. If you go on your web browser of choice and you type in vidiotsofficial.com, you'll be greeted with our wonderful website. But better than our website is our wonderful shop, which is also part of our website. Website's losing all of its meaning as a word. Help. On our shop.
Podiots.
We have lovely t-shirts, a variety of stickers, mug, hoodie, and hat. Everything you could ever need. And it feels like we've been saying this for a while now, but we do have something new in the works. It should hopefully be with you and in your faces soon. It's not edible, but you can eat it if you want to.
Yeah, we don't advise that.
But we can't stop you. But if you just can't wait, you can go to vidiotsofficial.com and click on shop and have a look at our goodies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The new item will be limited as well, so make sure you're quick on the button press there if you're interested in having one. But we're not going to tell you what it is yet. You can just speculate wildly if you want. So there. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots
Official.
Go say hello to like-minded Vidiots and Podiots by going to vidiotsofficial.com/Discord. And we'd like to thank Tommy and Fleckers for modding us over there.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Go check out the Discord. Twitch.tv/Vidiotsofficial. I did threaten that maybe we will be streaming at some point in the summer, but thank you to everyone. It hasn't happened yet, who came along to a stream I did last Friday in aid of the local branch of the RSPCA to this area. Thank you for coming and giving so generously. The VOD presumably will be on the YouTube channel now if you want to watch it back, or you can go to twitch.tv/Vidiotsofficial to watch it there. Podiots.com. You donate £3 or more there, you get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. You join Pod Squad. We appreciate it immensely. It helps us do this flipping show for you, and you know, you get enshrined in the Pod Squad Hall of Fame. So thank you very much, Mikey.
We resume. We get back to the world of Pod Squadiots. We begin with Little Bitty Kitty Committee. The very generous Katie Kinsolo, thank you very much and hope you're doing better. Big Titty Jesus 42, Raindrop Joy, Connor, Mr. Milk, the birthday boy. Listen to Motor Music, Lord Brotovich, and Donak07. Thank you all.
Also, Blobby's throbbing ovipositor, Creamy Muck Muck, X Walchuk X, Just Alexa this week, Pete and Mike in da Bengalow, Ainsley Harriet, Savoury Caroline Dun Dun Dun, and Mr. Masturbator.
And finally, we have Dick Your Dom in Da Bungalow, Ben's Relatable Anxiety, Jacko Mac 43, Yuck Foo Weddy Feber 420, John Tickle made me go, Holden His Cock, Anita Dick, and Blobek Blobitzer. Thank you, everyone. That's your pod squad for this week. Once again, podiots.com, £3 or more to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. We love you. Thank you. What's out on Vidiots this week, 5 years ago, Peter?
This week, this fortnight, we have got Wallace and Gromit's Impossible Train Game, piece of cake. That was a good one. Prove It, The Sims 3, Part 1. Skyrim Zoo, Chapter 5. Necromancing Queen. Memory cards for the April the 2nd, which is Hannah Montana something. Lego Star Wars and Mortal Kombat 2. We've got Podiots Episode 3, But With a Pigeon. Taking on Takeshi's Castle in Nippon Marathon's Lobster Mode. Postum Tat number 7, The Montana Mother Load. Worst Games Ever Game Selection for the 5th of April 2018. I think that was around the time we started doing selection videos, actually. We've got Prove It, The Sims 3 Part 2. Worst Games Ever Naughty Bear. In the Spotlight, A Way Out. Skyrim Zoo Chapter 6, The King of Carrot Flowers. Memory cards for April the 9th, which is Spider-Man, Mario Kart Wii, and Postal 2. L'Uomo di Milano, The Man from Milan, Part 1, Betrayal. That was the Miller Noir brand deal we did. Postum Tat number 8, Happy Birthday Tiny Peter. Thanks. Thanks, Vidiots.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And where am I going up to? One more. We've got Prove It, The Sims 3 Live Action Challenge Part 1.
Nice.
Exciting.
What a bounty.
What a fortnight. Go check those out. Watch or relive the Vidiots year in real time from fortnight to fortnight. Mikey, are you on the internet somewhere?
Sometimes, when I do poke my head on the internet, you can find me at Parrot Boy on Twitter. Go look at it. I'm not sure what's on there, but it's the best place to keep up with whatever it is I'm doing. Oh, yeah.
It is. And Peter, where are we?
We are together at Team Triple Jump on YouTube and Twitch and social media, Twitter and Facebook as well. But individually as well, you can find us on Twitter at confused_dude and at that Peter Austin, where we do all sorts of silly things.
Why not leave us a 5-star review on your platform of choice? It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms, and it does help, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just give a little back for free, and we'd really appreciate it. Just take 5 minutes. That'd be great. But yeah, you know what? Just do it now. Thank you. We'll wait.
Yep.
No, we won't. Do we have a final question before we fuck off?
Maybe hot cross bun recipes or...
Yeah, what's your ideal hot cross bun? Maybe.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You look after yourselves until next time, and I hope you had a great Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.